Good evening, everybody. President of Keli, Sri Sebastian Pulikan, General Secretary Srimati Deepa Menon, distinguished guests on the dais, ladies and gentlemen, young children. Let me begin by congratulating Keli team for their efforts in putting together a wonderful Kalamela in Zurich. The dedication with which you have organized this event shows your commitment to promote Indian culture in Switzerland. It is also reflective of your dedication to that feeling of Indianness and common consciousness we all have. I thank the Keli team for inviting me and my family to this evening today. I place on record my appreciation to the Keli leadership in organizing this event. In Keli, we see a partner contributing immensely for promoting Indian culture and tradition in Switzerland and beyond. We see a group of dedicated men, women and families working hard to inculcate in our children our rich and varied culture. I congratulate the children who spent several hours in learning various art forms and performing them today. I recall my days in the school. In fact, 3 of my classmates are here with me today. So when this kind of a function happens and when the children makes a lot of noise, I remember my principal Herman. I don't know where are my classmates. They are here. Tom, Gigi and Matthew, they are here in St. Vincent school when we studied in Padai together. So Herman will make a round. Father Herman will make a round and tell, then there is complete silence. There is complete silence. So I will now request the children to keep quiet. Please. Remember the school days. We were children and we were making much more sound. Those days, the principal used to come and beat us. So how many slashes we all get? I'm sure that Gigi got most. And yeah, I also got a lot of it. And I remember one occasion when he takes a round in the morning through the veranda of the school. And he goes around and stands in front of the door and finds that who is making noise. And then he calls, go and stand in front of my office. So, but this was a lesson we learned in discipline and manners. As a child, I remember. So we go there, first we have to extend our hand for the first beating which he gives, which I don't know, the chural we had, the cane. So the first one, if you pull your hand, the number of beatings goes up. So whatever pain we used to extend the hand and take it. Because if you pull it, then the third one comes. So normally it is the 2 dose which you used to get. So each time you make noise, I am going to say this. Stop. Okay? We are in a public function. We need to have discipline. Okay? We have plenty of time to talk at home. So, what I will do is, I came prepared with a speech because I think it's coming from the backside now, is it? I came prepared with a speech because, our General Secretary told me there would be people coming from other states also, not only from Kerala. There are people who are coming from Switzerland, there are people who are coming from outside. We need to have the culture of Kerala shown here. When we have guests from outside, we don't make noise. Okay. This is the first culture we need to inculcate. We need to respect our guests. Okay? Now let me go back. So each time you make noise, I will say, stop. No. Okay? So now let me congratulate the children who spent several hours in learning various art forms and performing them today. I have not been personally present here yesterday or today morning or in the afternoon, but thanks to Mr. Agustin Paranikulanara, who is recording all that I am saying, who has been so kind to send me regularly updates on the clips of the events which was happening here. I personally thank him for that. I could enjoy some of the wonderful performances which happened yesterday here and also today in the morning. I congratulate the parents who have found time and resources in making their children learn these art forms. It is not easy. Like many of you, I have also been a wandering soul, traveling almost every 3 years from one country to another, making new friends, meeting new colleagues, and learning new cultures and traditions. For my wife Joyce, who is present here, and for me, it has been a mammoth task to try and bring up our children in our great culture. I recall some excerpts from a speech which I wrote for my daughter when she was 5 years old. Now she is 22 years old. So I still keep it because I had 3 children and with a gap of 5 years. So each one of them I made them hear this speech and learn it and recite it. I will say a few words from that. Think about a nation that prides itself in having nature's bounty, the earliest civilization, a rich and varied cultural heritage, and a glorious past. That is my great India. Today, we are a melting pot of world's finest cultures, philosophies, sciences, arts, and skills. We all come from different parts of India, north, south, east, and west. We speak several hundred languages. We practice different religions. We worship different gods. We believe in different political ideologies. But these differences are our strength. We are a nation of unity in diversity. There is a feeling of oneness and common consciousness, the Indianness that brings us together and make us celebrate our great culture here. India has transformed in the last 70 years, both internally and externally. At the domestic level, India's transformation has been decisive. A poverty-stricken population with a literacy rate of just 12% in 1947. Today, India has a literacy rate of 74%. Its average life expectancy in 1947 was just 35 years. Today, we have reached over 70 years of life expectancy. From a poor medical infrastructure. We have now grown as one of the major medical tourism destinations in the world. From a country which depended on foreign aid for survival, India has emerged as world's second largest producer of rice and wheat, its largest producer of milk, and is in top countries for fruits and vegetables. We made significant progress in agriculture, food production, energy, healthcare, education, and various fields of science and technology. We have made our mark in the international arena, in the fields of information technology, mass media and communication, space, defense, and nuclear science. Today, we are no more seekers of foreign charity. In the foreign policy front, India is a factor to be reckoned with. No one can deny that there has been a steady transformation in India's profile and role as a global power. India's participation in the World Economic Forum in Davos in January 1918, where our Prime Minister gave the keynote address at the opening session, at a summit which was attended by more than 80 heads of states and heads of governments, and over 3,000 CEOs, is reflective of the importance of the transformed profile of India. And now let me say a few words about the state of India's bilateral relations with Switzerland, our host country here. We continue to cherish the excellent relationship we have with Switzerland. At the political level, we maintain very high level of engagement. In the last 2 years, we had 3 summit-level meetings. When our Prime Minister visited Switzerland in June 2016, later the Swiss President made a state visit to India in August 2017, and again this year in January, our Prime Minister visited Switzerland for the Davos World Economic Forum. These milestone visits imparted a fresh momentum in our deep-rooted and multifaceted cooperation. Switzerland is a household name in India, thanks to the Bollywood, which spent considerable time shooting in Switzerland. On the other hand, in Switzerland, my Swiss friends would agree with me, yoga and Ayurveda have become a household name here. Yoga is celebrated in every village and town of Switzerland. This is part of Kerala culture, Malayalam only if you do there, you'll understand. Stop. Another major development related to India's foreign and domestic policy is that India today is deeply connected with its diaspora. You would agree with me that the engagement of India as a country with our diaspora has increased dramatically in the last couple of years. India is proud of its diaspora and their achievements. Everywhere I traveled in Switzerland, I am happy to see a vibrant, active Indian community contributing to the economy of Switzerland. They include scientists, professors, artists, engineers, and businessmen. I also see the number of students increasing in Switzerland, the number of Indian students. At the same time, they all continue to maintain that element of Indianness which I mentioned. This year, we celebrate the 70th anniversary of the Friendship Treaty that we signed with Switzerland in 1948. In this anniversary, our embassy is planning a series of events, including a Festival of India covering several cities of Switzerland. In fact, we have a rather ambitious outreach strategy, which I hope that we will be able to take to every canton and every commune, covering every major sector of economy, science and technology in Switzerland. I urge all of you present here to participate in the series of events that the embassy organizes under the banner of Indian Professionals Network and the Indian Cultural Network. I urge all of you to remain connected with the embassy through Facebook, through WhatsApp like Mr. Agustin does, and be part of our outreach efforts. And I urge you to please be in touch with the embassy. Whatever small ideas you have in promoting Indian culture and tradition in Switzerland, whatever small the ideas or whatever big the ideas, please do come forward and share it with us. You will be happy to know that we would be very happy to receive such ideas and work with you to materialize our objective of outreach in Switzerland. Once again, let me congratulate the organizers for putting together this two-day event. For 15 years you have been doing this. It is not easy. I have been in Switzerland, I have been trying to do a few events in the last couple of months. I personally understand the amount of effort one needs to put in to make a successful event happen in Switzerland or any part of the world. Once again, I congratulate the organizers for inviting me and my family here. And good evening. Wish you all the best. Thank you.